Hello, good morning and welcome aboard to AM News. My name is Denise Apomaije and our very first story. For years, clean water has been a daily struggle for the people of Ewoya. Families trek long distances, sometimes paying for water they could barely afford. But that struggle may soon be over thanks to a new water treatment system built by Atlantic Lithium. Emmanuel Jivenu reports.
In Ewoya, getting water is not just a routine chore. It has been a daily battle.
For
months, the community's only borehole broke down, leaving residents without access to clean, safe water.
Last year, you should come by no yellow gallon, yet 25 cedi. Oh, yeah, what about you 10 cedi?
That cry for help caught the attention of Atlantic Lithium, the company developing Ghana's first lithium mine in their community. The company has now constructed a modern water treatment system, bringing safe treated water to the heart of the community.
We are mine in a manga says it's true. Oh, yeah, so papa because in soon some war, we are Hano, an infant Mahano, or Yada.
The chief of Ewoya says even before mining begins, the company's social investment is already transforming lives.
Atlantic Lithium, why the mother at the papa to them, or damn away, and so,
at a brief ceremony, the Infantman Municipal Chief Executive Stanley Aqua commended the company for the gesture.
I'm saying what you see, I can't do the year school. We enter not little for one poverty, the Sabio, one shall simple, what the Ilba. Nasa Sabio, a chief Medino, eh, your bottom, your business school, your business asupiti. Na Nina has a battle.
The best friend is there, on my first year, na on my bone buying, for a yomodia, and yet Atlantic Lithium, Atlantic Lithium, ever supported, or more. The above buyer say. Project no aba support my project no aba na yetimi yae more of this ama communities.
Meanwhile, the chief of Ewoya appealed to government to rectify the Ewoya lithium project.
Here we are for electrification and lithium for because ye hunde so rectify the lithium for now wobabua Ewoya mine and yes aban there omo diara na omre lithium from and I hear we are mine yes rabem no one electrify no one for more yes rabem.
The people of Ewoya say the water treatment system is a turning point, a rare sign of progress amid delays in the ratification of the lithium project. They are hopeful that once the project is approved, the same partnership that brought them clean water will drive lasting development for the entire community. Emmanuel Jivenu, JoyNews, Ewoya, Central Region.
Well, that's some respite for the people of Ewoya. Moving on, the Ghana Institute of Foresters has vowed to resist the proposed LI 2501 if government fails to conduct proper consultations to ensure mining policies protect forest reserves and also biodiversity. The new legislative instrument laid before Parliament to replace the controversial LI 2462, which was criticized for permitting mining in forest reserves, has sparked fresh concern. The foresters insist they will oppose any policy that undermines their mandate to safeguard the nation's forest and are also calling for broad stakeholder dialogue to craft a stronger environmental law. Emmanuel Bright-Kweku reports from the Institute's 28th Annual General Meeting.
Before its recent revocation, LI 2462 passed in 2022 granted the President discretionary authority to approve mining in forest reserves, a provision that drew strong criticism from environmentalists, civil society groups and sections of the public. They had warned it opened the door to large-scale environmental degradation. Fresh data from the Forestry Commission shows that at least 400,000 hectares of closed country forest covers have been destroyed owing to primarily mining operations. Government, in fulfilling its promise, has recently revoked the law, introducing a new legislative instrument, LI 2501. At the 28th Annual General Meeting of the Ghana Institute of Foresters, President of the Association, Dr. Nangtongma Bukari, noted that they would resist the new law if it doesn't seek to protect the forest.
So if they repeal, what are they bringing on board? They are suggesting that, or they are saying that they are bringing LI 2501. Have stakeholders been consulted to put their inputs? So GIF is saying that once they do it, implement it, and we read through, and it's not in tandem with our mandate, we will resist fiercely, like wounded lioness.
In recent times, there has been growing insurgents in mining communities where illegal miners attack foreign guards and other security forces. The Forestry Commission is demanding their conversion into a paramilitary force to militate against any illegal operation in discharging their duties of protecting the forests. Dr. Hugh Brown is the Chief Executive of the Forestry Commission.
So we are looking at a situation where the Forestry Commission will transition from a purely civilian institution to become a paramilitary institution, so that we can be able to equip our men adequately to confront the current challenges. Because currently, a forest guard typically goes to the forest with a cutlass. How do you go to a war like this carrying cutlasses when these people are carrying assault rifles and pump action? You know, we have a rapid response team, but that's also limited.
Environmental journalist Erastus Asaridonko highlighted the need for a strong political will to fight the menace.
If you look at NIMOs, they need resources to work. Currently, they are not getting the resources. So it's like creating an agency that is supposed to fight illegal mining, but it lacks the logistics and resources to be able to move forward. That is what is happening. They are also getting backlash from their own party people and influential people within government. So until that is addressed and the president makes a very staunch statement, concerning NIMOs and resource them adequately, it will be like we are dancing around the issue.
For JoyNews, my name is Emmanuel Bright-Kweko.
Now, moving on, the president of the Ghana Association of Medical Laboratory Scientists, Dr. Kofi Eric Edu, is calling on the government to prioritize the recruitment of over 50,000 unemployed medical laboratory scientists in Ghana. Well, he made this appeal at the association's 2025 Annual National Congress in Tamale, where he highlighted the huge burden of unemployment on these professionals.
The Congress team enhancing laboratory resilience, combating emerging infectious disease and AMR through emerging technologies, collaboration and research, brought together laboratory professionals to discuss challenges facing the sector, including inadequate logistics and limited job opportunities. Speaking at the event, the president of the association, Dr. Eric Kofi Edu, emphasized the role medical practitioners play in quality healthcare delivery in the country, urging the government to employ more people in the sector.
The Doctor of Medical Laboratory Science program, which graduated its first cohort in 2017, represents the future of our profession. Yet graduates remain unemployed in their specialized roles. More concerning is the fact that since 2021, there has been no clearance for new scientists to join our workforce. This employment freeze is not merely a career concern, it is a public health emergency in disguise. With existing staff overwhelmed and underwhelming numbers at critical posts, the quality of diagnostic services is compromised. Precisely when we need maximum capacity to address emerging infectious diseases and antimicrobial resistance. We cannot speak to laboratory resilience when our human resources foundation is crumbling.
The Director for Laboratory Service at the Ministry of Health, Dr. Ignatius Awimbono noted that lists of graduates have been submitted to the ministry.
In fact, all those names we have that are unemployed have been submitted to the minister and the Minister of Finance. So no name has been left out. They are now to decide the quota that should go. You know, since 2020, people have not been employed. 2019, half of the people were employed. So we have a backlog close to 5-6 years that need employment. And the numbers are well known. I think if government is endowed, it should be able to clear all of them. But even with all this clearance, we will still not have sufficient numbers in the system. And we are aware as government, and that will be factored into. They are going to be paid from our taxes. So when the taxes are enough, more people will be employed. So they can take care of you, take care of your brother, your sister, who goes to the health facility and has to wait for 3-4 hours or sometimes no test at all, and is treated blindly.
The Northern Regional Minister's representative, Baba Ahmed Abdul Rahman, highlighted government's effort to improve laboratory infrastructure and disease surveillance systems.
We are deeply honored that the city of Tamale has been chosen to host this important national gathering. Your presence here brings not only expertise and innovation, but also a sense of pride to our region, which continues to emerge as a vibrant hub of culture, hospitality, and national development. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Tamale and the Northern region at large is proud to play host to this August Assembly.
Let's now move to education. Infantsipim School has been named among the 4 senior high schools selected to benefit from the government's new Robotics Engineering Laboratory Initiative, a policy reviewed by the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Professor Ernest Kofi Davis, during the school's 149th anniversary and speech and prize giving day ceremony.
Yes, Infantsipim School has stood as a beacon of academic excellence, a reputation reaffirmed by its recent victory in the 2025 National Science and Math Quiz, while the school clinched its 4th trophy and successfully defended its 2024 title. At the school's 149th anniversary and speech and prize giving day ceremony held under the theme Yenananom Butaipa, 149 years of sustaining legacy, building excellence, Headmaster Very Reverend Ebenezer Kwabna Edu hailed Infantsipim School as a citadel of excellence and discipline.
I am highly convinced that the founders of this great institution believe that education without character is incomplete, that intellect without integrity is hollow, and that success without service is meaningless. This belief remains my compass. It is what continues to make Infantsipim not just a school, but a living testament to what faith, sacrifice, and vision can achieve. We pray the government of Ghana to speed up processes of completing all stalled Get Fund projects.
Director General of the Ghana Education Service, Professor Ernest Kofi Davis, in his address, shared some advice with parents and students and highlighted ongoing efforts to strengthen ICT education at Infantsipim.
I wish to admonish current students to work hard to continue to position the school as a center of excellence in quality secondary education. We have witnessed some level of indiscipline and school violence in some senior high schools in recent times. I'm glad that Infantsipim School has not been in the news for indiscipline, and I hope it will remain like that.
He also announced that the school is among 4 senior high schools selected to benefit from the government's Robotics Engineering Laboratory project, making it the first in the Central Region to be included in the initiative.
The government of Ghana, through the Ministry of Education and GES, is setting up 4 robotics and engineering laboratories this year in support of government's STEM agenda. I'm pleased to announce that Infantsipim School is one of the 4 schools to benefit from this initiative. Infantsipim School will also be the first school in Central Region to receive the Robotics and Engineering Laboratory in recognition of the school's commitment to excellence in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education.
From Cape Coast, Abigail Lissel Nkrumah reports for JoyNews.
Now let me bring you some business news. Economist Dr. Edu Owusu-Sarkodie is urging the government to maintain its fiscal discipline as it prepares to present the 2026 budget with a specific focus on improving the agriculture sector. He emphasized that the agriculture sector has immense potential for growth and job creation and that targeted investment in this area could yield significant returns. Speaking to Joy Business, Dr. Sarkodie highlighted the need for the government to strengthen fiscal discipline, citing the importance of transparent and structured fiscal management.
Fiscal, I think so far, I am not too old, but I've lived long enough in the Fourth Republic to see how the fiscals have usually disturbed the other variables. So if we continue to be disciplined, we know we are in the IMF program, and next year by May, they'll be exiting. And so if they exit the remaining years in 2026, what are we going to do to ourselves as a country? We should continue with this fiscal discipline, keep the target. For me, I will propose that we continue to keep the targets set by the IMF, the target that we've set for ourselves from 2023 through the IMF program. Even if the program ends, we should not change the target. We should continue with the fiscal target, the primary balance target, the fiscal deficit target, the GDP growth rate target, monetary growth target, all the targets that we are set by IMF within the IMF program, ECF program, we must continue with it. We should focus on agriculture. If nothing at all, we shouldn't be suffering from hunger. We should have enough food. We should be food self-sufficient. So we should focus on agriculture. And because when you are talking about inflation, we have food inflation and non-food inflation. Probably the non-food inflation like energy bills, utility bills, you may not have too much control over them. But as for food, we have enough arable land. We should be able to be sufficient. Right. We should be able to produce to feed ourselves and keep food inflation very low.
Well, Fitch Solutions is anticipating a slight weakening of the Ghana cedi to the US dollar before the end of 2025. The local currency has appreciated by over 29% against the American greenback in the retail markets since the beginning of the year and is on course to appreciate against the dollar for the first time in its history. Here's a report.
According to Fitch Solutions, it expects most major sub-Saharan African currencies to remain broadly stable through Q4 2025 and into 2026, extending the calm observed year to date. They added that they anticipate only a slight weakening of the Ghana cedi, Zambia kwacha, Nigeria naira and South African rand by the end of 2025. The UK-based firm is, however, predicting about 8% depreciation of the cedi against the dollar. It is therefore predicting 11 cedis 70 pesos on the interbank market by the end of 2026. Fitch mentioned that while modest depreciation against the US dollar is likely in the coming quarters, currencies will remain far more stable than during the volatility experienced in 2023 and 2024. It continues that the price of gold will remain elevated due to policy uncertainty in the US, anticipated interest rate cuts by the Federal Reserve, and ongoing geopolitical tensions. However, stronger reserves from high gold revenues, the Bank of Ghana intervention and protecting export competitiveness will limit prolonged cedi gains.
And that's it for AM News. But if you want more news, I know a place. It's myjoyonline.com. My name is Denise Apomaije. Up next is sports.